get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So, I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait. I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man, Jack. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care. For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Compelling design starts with familiar elements that captivates the eyes with a fresh perspective. Most of us long for the ability to choose our surroundings. At Andy Enamored Furniture Store, we believe that your paradise should be easy as walking through your own front door. With our great line of home furnishings for you to choose from, with sofas starting from $50,000, we also custom built to suit your specifications. So come visit with us and make your choice. We also sell MDF, white pine wood and white pine plywood. Andy Enamored Furniture Store located at 7B Good Hope Public Road, East Coast, Demerara. Telephone 503-8001 or 658-4785. Layaway and financing available. Come see us first.
आया रमज़ान रहमत वाला तेरी इनायत या अल्लाह माहे रमज़ान की हम रहमत पाएंगे रोज़ा रखने की ताकत दे हिम्मत हमको या अल्लाह सजदे में हम अपने सर को झुकाएंगे
These nice products, I spoke with proper things. Peppies, you get it best and these things. Oh, no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow, you put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
Now until June 30th, buy a 15-piece or larger bucket at KFC for the chance to win a new Toyota Rush. With 30 other amazing prizes, now's the time to treat the whole family. Taste the Rush in a bucket this Mother's and Father's Day at KFC. It's not just good, it's finger-licking good.
Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Opposition to go after government for subventions for reclaimed Buxton Falls local authority area. wants recount in Industry, Plaisance and Madia communities. High Court allows government, ExxonMobil, to join suit challenging gas to energy permit. Burby Steen remanded for murder of brother-in-law. Man serving 3 years jail sentence for armed robbery acquitted of raping victim. And APNU made many successes and inroads into PPPC's strongholds, says Norton. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Thursday, June 15, 2023 edition of the HGP Nightly News. In the news at this hour, the Guyana Elections Commission has now published results for almost all of the local authority areas for the recently conducted 2023 local government elections. However, opposition leader Aubrey Norton is clamoring for a recount in the Industry, Plaisance and Madia communities amid reports of anomalies. Antonio Day tells us why.
The opposition leader, in an update on LG results, said his party won 5 out of 9 constituencies in the community of Industry, Plaisance.
In Plaisance Industry, we won most of the constituency. We won 5 out of 9.
Statistical data currently shows the Partnership for National Unity securing 1,746 votes, while the People's Progressive Party amassed 1,775 votes. According to Norton, he was apprised of several anomalies by the community's current Neighborhood Democratic Council chairman, Rodwell Lewis. Against this backdrop, the opposition leader said he advised the party's scrutineering team to seek recount.
He did bring to my attention there are a number of anomalies. In fact, I had a meeting with them last night, but I will have to get back to them and let us deal with these issues.
For constituency 6, Rodwell Lewis, representing APNU, amassed 202 votes, while PPPC candidate Giovanni Maberan secured 184. However, as seen on GCOM's website, there were 37 rejected ballots. In relation to the number of seats allocated to each candidate, the PPPC secured 5, while APNU secured 4. Moreover, in relation to the tongue of Madia Region 8, it appears as if there is a dispute in the number of votes both parties attained. Currently, the PPPC has attained 330, while APNU attained 327. However, opposition leader Aubrey Norton told reporters that his party has requested a recount for Madia, since both parties have secured equal seats. Data shows that APNU won 2 constituencies as well as the PPP. Noteworthy, they both secured 4 seats.
I said we will analyze the situation and we will move forward.
In relation to losing votes in Bartica and Madia, Norton is adamant that more groundwork should have been done.
We should have paid more attention to the PR rather than the constituency, and that is something we will look at. In the future.
The PPPC amassed 1,784 votes, while APNU secured 1,601 for the Bartica municipality. Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Among the first order of business for a Partnership for National Unity, now that they have regained control of the Buxton Falls Neighborhood Democratic Council, is going after government for subventions and meeting with residents to determine their immediate needs. Renata Burnett spoke with opposition leader Aubrey Norton and filed this report.
Historically, residents of Buxton Falls, located on the east coast of Demerara, have always voted in favor of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR. But in 2018 local government elections, LGE, the People's Progressive Party Civic, garnered 4,605 votes over the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, 3,709 votes, which resulted in the PPPC winning the Buxton Falls area. In the 2023 local government elections, though the People's Progressive Party Civic won in 63 of the 80 local authority areas, LEAs, APNU reclaimed control of the Buxton Falls Neighborhood Democratic Council. Based on the results from Monday's poll, APNU secured 5,015 votes against the PPPC's 4,511 votes. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton, in a telephone interview with this newscast, said the first order of business is to meet with the councillors of the Buxton Falls area on the way forward.
We will meet with the councillors, we are identifying them today. And once we meet with the councillors, we will work out exactly what we will do. We know we will have to pressure the government to get the subvention which we are legally entitled to.
Norton said the main focus will be on the provision of much-needed services to the residents following a needs assessment facilitated through community meetings. He said his party also plans on engaging residents in education and training to improve the functioning of the NDC. As it relates to the possibility of residents being left out of future developments, given that they have returned their support to the political opposition, Norton said they anticipated such a move.
When they only dealt with enterprise in the areas they have supported, so we anticipate that. But we have to develop approaches to ensure that we get around it.
APNU amassed 10 seats in Constituency 2, while the PPPC received 8. Following Monday's elections, General Secretary of the PPPC, Barrett Jagdeo, pledged to make good on promises made in the areas he failed to gain control over. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A Tushan East Bank Demerara man did carry out an armed robbery attack on a Legacy shop owner in July of 2020. However, he did not rape her during the commission of the crime, as was alleged. Here are the details.
32-year-old Ijaz Ali Khan of Tushan Housing Scheme, East Bank Essequibo, was acquitted of a rape charge after a jury at the Demerara High Court returned a unanimous not guilty verdict. Khan was on trial before Justice Navindra Singh for the offense of rape, contrary to Section 3.3 of the Sexual Offences Act. Upon his arraignment, he had entered a plea of not guilty. The prosecution's case was led by State Counsel Nafisa Bej. Facts presented by the prosecutor stated that on July 20, 2020, Khan barged into the woman's shop, cuffed her and slammed her head into a wall, while threatening to burn down her house if she reported him to the police. He then allegedly told her that he was carrying a gun, and after which reportedly forced her to engage in oral sex with him. Before escaping, he grabbed the woman's gold earrings and stole $150,000 from her shop. In relation to the armed robbery, a trial was conducted and a magistrate found sufficient evidence against Khan and sentenced him to 3 years. In relation to the rape charge, he was committed to stand trial in the High Court but was freed on Wednesday. During brief remarks before Justice Singh, the robbery convict expressed that life in prison is hard and vowed to not make the same mistakes again. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. More news after this break. Stay with us.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, for spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
We at SNL Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan. From ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures, we've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. SNL Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables. circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. SNL Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
In today's fast-paced world of modern finance, with its many options and opportunities, you will need good advice and help getting value for your money. Hand-in-Hand Trust is the way to go. From owning your own home or business with our residential and commercial mortgages to drive a new car with a vehicle loan, we'll help you realize your dreams. You can also access investment deposit accounts, share brokerage services, personal trust, thrift and pension plan trusteeship, property management, investment portfolio management, safe deposit boxes, the convenience of our Cambio, Western Union, and Bill Express services. Hand-in-Hand Trust for financial services and more, helping you get the most out of your financial resources and your life.
You with the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. High Court Judge Justice Priya Sinarayan Bihari has allowed the government and ExxonMobil's local affiliate, SO Exploration and Production Guyana Limited, to join the litigation challenging the gas to energy permit issued by the Environmental Protection Agency. Here is more.
On March 27, 2023, two environmental activists, Vanda Radzik and Elizabeth Dean Hughes, through their lawyers Melinda Janke, Abiola Wong Innis, and Joel Ross, filed legal proceedings against the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. The duo is seeking an order of certiorari to quash the decision made by the EPA on November 25, 2022, to award an environmental permit to EEPGL to undertake the gas-to-energy project. They contended that the permit breached 17.2 of the Environmental Protection Authorization Regulation. The regulation, they noted, states that a developer must provide proof that it either owns the facility or has a lease or other agreement with the landowner or occupier to enable the applicant to conduct the activity on the facility, or has the legal right of way to conduct the activity without the consent of the landowner or occupier. Less than a month after the action was filed, EEPGL filed a notice of application seeking an order to be added as a respondent to the case. The company contended that it has expanded in design and construction works for the project $206 million and an additional $762 million is expected to complete and commission the pipeline element. In fact, EEPGL noted that its investments, among other things, are said to be adversely affected if the orders being sought are granted. On the other hand, the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nandlal, SC, applied to the court to be added as a party to the legal proceedings. In his application, the Attorney General contended that the state has a substantial interest in the decision under challenge and will be adversely affected by a judgment quashing the permit. However, the applicants opposed the government and EEPGL being added as parties, arguing that the issue before the court is a very narrow one, which is to determine whether the EPA acted in breach of Regulation 17.2. In her ruling, High Court Judge Justice Priya Sinarayan Bihari noted that the applicants have conceded that EEPGL and the government are interested in the proceedings since they would be adversely affected if the orders sought are granted. The applicants and respondents were given strict deadlines to submit their submissions, and the court's decision will be taken on September 25, 2023. Renata Burnett reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We now tell you that an analysis of Monday's local government elections done by a Partnership for National Unity has shown many successes and inroads in the PPPC's strongholds. More details in this report.
Opposition leader Arbin Nartu who is also the chairman of the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, on Thursday noted that the party made many successes at Monday's local government elections, LGE. Among the successes is APNU being able to make inroads into the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPPC, strongholds.
For instance, APNU beat the PPP in Platanco, a PPP stronghold. They called for a recount, and in the recount, they were beaten. So this will be a boost for the APNU members and supporters in Region 6.
Norton added that APNU also made inroads in Potentia on the west bank of Demerara and Blairmont in Region 6.
We maintain our stronghold of Zealous Editon and picked up significant votes in Monchosi, Zizek area, which is also a PPP stronghold. In all our strongholds in Region 5, the PPP was whitewashed. Remember, they had promised to win Belladrum. They had promised to win all of those areas. Well, they were beaten badly there.
The APNU chairman stated that the party was able to achieve its objective, which was to keep its strongholds while making inroads into PPPC areas. To this end, Norton called for a clean voters list and biometrics, noting that Ghana Elections Commission GCOM is severely compromised.
GCOM has now become an openly partisan body. Anybody who related to these elections, you only have to look at the minister's behavior in areas where a few people stood up for right. You could see they based on how they programmed GCOM, they were supposed to be able to walk in and do as they like. And in a few cases that didn't happen, but generally they succeeded in controlling GCOM.
Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
In this update on the oil and gas sector, Antonio Day tells us that Esso Exploration and Production Guyana Limited, along with its co-ventures, had invested more than 4 trillion Guyana dollars in the Stabroek block as at the end of 2022. This is according to ExxonMobil's Vice President, Philip Retima.
In a media update with journalists at EEPGL's head office at Kingston, Georgetown, ExxonMobil's Vice President, Philip Retima, announced an additional investment of 4 trillion Guyana dollars in several projects, including Payara and Waru at 2027.
We're committed over the next 5 years as a COVI group to invest another 4 trillion Guyanese dollars. So you would expect, as Payara comes online.
According to him, the total assets of co-ventures EEPGL, Hess Incorporated and CNOC to date are in the range of $20 billion US.
As we've noted, the total assets are in the range of $20 billion US. Those assets reflect all the investments we've made today.
Ritamo, also the oil company's business services manager, reported that EEPGL's substantial investments in Guyana resulted in its total assets increasing by 80%, which equates to 2.3 trillion Guyana dollars. He provided the media with financial statements which reflect 577 billion Guyana dollars in profits from its operations at the end of 2022. With the start-up of the Unity Floating Production, Storage and Offloading FPSO vessel, gross production increased by 138%, resulting in the tripling of oil revenues he disclosed. Moreover, ExxonMobil's local subsidiary EEPGL has lodged a $2 billion US insurance guarantee with the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. According to Ritama, an affiliate guarantee was signed last Friday with the EPA.
That was signed last Friday.
Okay.
Affiliate guarantee.
The provision of this guarantee is in light of a stay order granted by Guyana's appeal court recently. Appeal Court Judge Rishi Prasad paused the High Court's order, which required ExxonMobil and its partners to provide an unlimited guarantee to cover potential oil spills. Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Join us after this break for more news. Stay with us.
Cleanup, we can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash your dryer, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
Welcome back as we continue with the news. As the European Union Global Diaspora Facilities two-day workshop comes to an end, the Guyana Diaspora Unite is looking forward to presenting the reports to Guyana's policymakers in an effort to grease the wheel for the implementation of digitized government services. More from Renata Burnett.
As the first Diaspora workshop wrapped up its discussions on Thursday, head of the Ghana unit, Rosalinda Rasool, said she's looking forward to receiving reports from their European Union partners on the outcome of the workshop and the digitization of services for the diaspora.
That report from the workshop will speak to some of the information that was shared with the facilitators from the U.S., Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago in terms of effective, more advanced diaspora engagement. What are some of the strategies and models that we can use, whether it is effective communication?
Rasool said prior to 2021, diaspora engagement was not as effective as it is currently, adding that presently there is a fully staffed unit which consists of communication specialists and project managers who are able to see the interests of the diaspora from beginning to end.
When I presented the Guyana case for diaspora engagement, we talked about the demand for services being increased significantly in Guyana and the pressure that is exerted on all of the different service agencies, hence the need for more effective ways of providing that service, which would primarily digitalization.
Though there is no specific timeline on when the digitization of government services will be implemented within the various agencies, Rasool said the Ghana Diaspora Unit will forward the report to the relevant policymakers.
Based on the experts' advice and all of the workshop and engagement we've had over the year, this is the best course of action to help improve the services to not just the diaspora but the locals as well. And so once the policymakers are pleased with the recommendation, they can give the go-ahead to these agencies to proceed.
She said agencies such as the National Insurance Scheme, NIS, Ghana Tourism Authority, and Central Housing and Planning Authority are fully on board to digitize their services as they understand the significance of such a step. She noted that the expectation of the diaspora for the digitization of government systems is very high, as they live in communities with advanced systems. According to Rasool, this workshop is the first with the sectorial heads. However, sectorial reviews are facilitated every quarter with the various industries on the services they provide and ways of improving it. She divulged plans of hosting biannual workshops with heads of the various sectors dealing with different elements of service delivery. The two-day workshop was hosted by the European Union Global Diaspora Facility and focused on talent recruitment and skills transfer. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A teenager who is accused of fatally stabbing his brother-in-law during an argument has been remanded to prison for murder. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
18-year-old Kevin Sumra of Queenstown Upper Quarantine, Berbice, appeared before Magistrate Renita Singh at the Springlands Magistrates Court. The teenager was not required to plead to the indictable charge. which stated that on June 12, 2023, at Quarantine Barbies, he murdered 25-year-old Pursuram Ganpat, a rice farmer of Lot 169 Wellrang Dam, number 57 Village, Quarantine Barbies. Summer was remanded to prison until July 27, 2023 for report. According to a police report, the men were imbibing together when a heated argument ensued, resulting in a scuffle. It was then that Summer armed himself with a knife and dealt the victim several stabs about his body, causing him to receive injuries. The victim was picked up and escorted to the Port Moran Public Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries while receiving medical treatment. Following an investigation, Summer was arrested and charged. Meanwhile, before another magistrate, a 28-year-old man has been sentenced to 3 years behind bars and fined $240,000 after pleading guilty to trafficking marijuana. Akim Spelling of Charity Housing Scheme, Essequibo was charged with the offense of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking, after being found in possession of 165.5 grams of cannabis on June 9, 2023, at Charity Housing Scheme, Essequibo Coast. Spelling made an appearance before Magistrate Esther Sam, where he pleaded guilty to the charge and was sentenced to 3 years behind bars. Tiana Co reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news with Renata Burnett.
Extra presents Creek Slag 2023 live on stage. Trinidad and Tobago, Lady Lava.
Yeah, we don't know it's Lady Lava, Queen of the Freak, and I will be live in Guyana on the 2nd of July. Aziza, Kusta, Linden Highway, I'll come out and represent.
Lady Lava.
You have a girl well I like him more. You have a girl well I like him more.
Granny. Granny. Miss Creepy. Miss Creepy. On Sunday, July 2nd at Aziza Kuza's Creek. Early bird tickets $1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location: White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction. At Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Extra Energy Drink. Team Extra and the one-man bands present the band's birthday. Celebrating 30 years of one-man band in Guyana. 10 of the best one-man bands all across Guyana and New York for one night, one stage on Saturday the 24th of June, 2023 at the National Park. Side attraction: Granny performs live. Dancing competition: Walls, 30,000. Dance hall, 30,000. The oldest couple at the party wins $30,000. Early bird $1,500. Wow, stocks last. Ticket location: White Castle Fish Shop, Just Your Size Boutique, Orange Walk, Fireside Grill, Highway Cafe, Suicide Junction. At Extra Beer, Stabic Market location. Compliments of Fireside Grill and Chill and Extra Beer. The band's birthday.
A pleasant good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. In Trinidad and Tobago, a High Court judge has ordered over $150,000 in compensation to a former media worker who was wrongly arrested and charged by police while filming at a crime scene. A Kelly Simons malicious prosecution and false imprisonment case against the state was set to go to trial before High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad at the San Fernando High Court on Wednesday morning. However, when the case was called, Attorney Ronald Hines of the Office of the Attorney General conceded liability in the case. Justice C. Prasad immediately went ahead to consider the appropriate compensation for Simon based on the circumstances of his case. According to the evidence, Simon was arrested by police on August 19, 2018, while he was filming at a crime scene at which a man was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer in Cocorite. Simon was initially told that he was loitering, but was eventually charged with obstructing one of the officers in the execution of his duties after he was arrested and taken to the police station. He spent almost 12 hours detained in a holding cell before he was taken before a magistrate and released on $10,000 bail. In the British Virgin Islands, a mother and son have pleaded guilty under a plea agreement to conspiracy to import cocaine in a scheme that also allegedly involved the former Premier of British Virgin Islands, Andrew Fahey. As part of Olivine Maynard's plea agreement, she has agreed to cooperate fully with prosecutors as Fahey's jury trial is scheduled to begin on July 17. She also agreed to many of the acts that were alleged in the initial affidavit, including conversations between herself and a confidential source who she and her co-defendants believed was a member of the Mexican Sinaloa cartel. Maynard, the former BVI Ports Authority managing director, along with her son, 32-year-old Kadeem Maynard, and Fahey faced 1 count each of conspiracy to import a controlled substance, conspiracy to engage in money laundering, and attempted money laundering. In addition, the former ports executive and Fahey faced an additional count of interstate and foreign travel in aid of racketeering. In April last year, Fahey was detained by U.S. agents posing as cocaine traffickers from a Mexican drug cartel. According to the charges filed, he agreed to a U.S. $700,000 payment to allow traffickers to use BVI ports with an undercover informant. Finally, in the Bahamas, a 31-year-old man from New Providence has been diagnosed with monkeypox, Mpox, the Ministry of Health and Wellness announced on Wednesday. This is the country's 3rd confirmed case of Mpox. The ministry said the man, who has no significant medical or travel history, began experiencing symptoms on June 1st. He presented to a physician and was placed in isolation. Subsequently, tests were conducted for Mpox and confirmed by the National Communicable Disease Surveillance Unit, NSU. Surveillance and public health protocols were activated and remain ongoing, the ministry said in a statement. The ministry has urged Bahamians who suspect they may have the virus to call their primary care provider or the nearest public health community clinic to arrange a visit to be evaluated. Symptoms of Mpox include skin rash or lesions, fever, headache, backache, swollen lymph nodes, chills, and exhaustions. Symptoms can last for 2 to 4 weeks. I'm Renata Burnett, and that's all for now. Thank you for watching.
Opposition to go after government for subventions for reclaimed Buxton Falls local authority area wants recount in Industry Plaisance and Madhya communities. High Court allows government ExxonMobil to join suit challenging gas to energy permit. Berby Steen remanded for murder of brother-in-law. Man serving 3 years jail sentence for armed robbery acquitted of raping victim. And APNU made many successes and inroads into PPPC's strongholds, says Norton. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGPTV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGPTV today. HGPTV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.